Good day, everyone. Today's topic we will be discussing data management, Relational Database Management System or RDBMS. Here are the topics to be covered. First, let us define database. According to sciencescience.com, a database is an organized collection of structured information or data typically stored electronically in a computer system. A database is usually controlled by a database management system or DBMS. Together, the data and the DBMS, along with applications that are associated with them, are referred to as database system, often shortened to just database. Since their start in the early 1960s, databases have evolved considerably. The first systems to store and alter data are navigational databases, such as the hierarchical database, which utilized a tree-like architecture and only permitted one-to-many interactions or one-to-many relationship, and the network database, which used a more flexible model that permitted many associations or many-to-many, and the network database, which used a more flexible model that permitted many associations. These early systems are inflexible despite their simplicity. Relational database gained popularity in the 1980s, followed by object-oriented databases in the 1990s. No SQL database were created more recently in response to the rapid growth of the internet and the demand for faster processing and of unstructured data. When it comes to how data is acquired, stored, managed, and used, cloud databases and self-driving databases are forging new ground today. There are many different types of database. The perfect database for a particular organization is determined by how the data will be used. The first type of database is the relational database. Relational databases, data is arranged in a relational database as a series of tables with columns and rows. The more effective and versatile approach to access structured data is through relational database technology. Examples of this database are Microsoft SQL Server, Oracle Database, MySQL, and IBM DB2. The second type is the object-oriented database. Here, objects are used to represent data just as they are in object-oriented programming, like using classes and objects. Examples of this database are InterSystems Cache, InterSystems IRS, Google Cloud Storage, for Firebase, and Visual Fax Pro. The third type is distributed database. A distributed database is made up of two or more files that are stored at various locations. The database could be spread across numerous machines in the same physical area or across numerous networks. Examples for this type of database are Apache Cassandra, Oracle NoSQL Database, MongoDB, and Apache HBase. The fourth type is data warehouses. A data warehouses is a type of database that is specifically designed for fast query and analysis. It serves as a central repository for data. Examples for this type of database are Amazon Redshift, IBM DB2, Snowflake, and BigQuery. The fifth type is the NoSQL database. A NoSQL database or non-relational database stores and manipulates unstructured and semi-structured data in contrast to a relational database, which defines how all data inserted into the database must be composed. As web applications became more common and complex, NoSQL databases gained popularity. Examples for this type of database are Redis, Couchbase Server, and MongoDB Atlas. The sixth type is the graph database. A graph database stores data in terms of entities and their relationships. Examples of this type of database are Allegro Graph, Anzograph DB, dgraph, and Amazon Neptune. Other types of database may also include OLTP database, open sources database, cloud database, multi-model database, document JSON database, and self-driving database. Let us now go to Database Management System or DBMS. A database usually necessitates the use of comprehensive database software program known as a database management system. A DBMS acts as a bridge between the database and its end users or programs, allowing users to retrieve, update, and manage how information is organized and optimized. DBMS also facilitates database oversight and control, allowing for a variety of administrative operations such as performance monitoring, tuning, and backup and recovery. Now, this discussion will focus on Relational Database Management System or RDBMS. So, what is a Relational Database Management System? A Relational Database Management System, or simply RDB, is a type of database that stores data in tables and can be used to conjunction with other stored datasets. The majority of databases used by businesses today are relational as opposed to flat file or hierarchical database. Sorry. Current IT systems and applications are based on a relational database management system. Now, relational databases are built to handle large amounts of data and complex queries. Multiple tables are common in modern databases. Data is frequently stored in multiple tables, also known as relations. Now, these tables are divided into rows, which are also known as records, and columns, which is known as fields. A database can contain millions of rows. Columns are made up of a single type of data, such as a name or a price. One of the most commonly used type of RDB or Relational Database Management System today is the Structured Query Language or SQL. What is an SQL? So an SQL or Structured Query Language is a programming language that is used to manage relational databases and perform various operations on the data contained within them. SQL, which was developed in the 1970s, is now widely used not only by database administrators but also by developers writing data integration scripts and data analysts who wants to set up and run analytical queries. SQL is used to modify database table and index structures, add, update, and delete rows of data, and retrieve subsets of information from within a database for transaction processing and analytics applications. Select, add, insert, update, delete, create, alter, and truncate are examples of SQL statements that are commonly used in queries and other SQL operations. We now go to MySQL database. MySQL database is an example of a relational database. Now, MySQL is a SQL-based open source relational database management system. It was created for web applications and can run on any platform. MySQL became the platform of choice for web developers and web-based applications as new and diverse requirements emerge with the internet. MySQL is a popular choice for e-commerce businesses that need to manage multiple money transfers because it is designed to process millions of queries and thousands of transactions. MySQL's primary feature is its on-demand flexibility. Now, there are four categories of SQL commands: DDL, or Data Definition Language; DML, or Data Manipulation Language; DCL, or Data Control Language; and TCL, which stands for Transaction or Traction Control Language. Now, the following SQL commands are used to manipulate data to produce meaningful information needed. So let us discuss them one by one. First is the DDL, or the Data Definition Language. DDL deals with the database schemas and structure. So the following statements are used to take care of the design and storage of database objects, like create, alter, drop, truncate, and comment, also rename. Now, the create command creates the database, a table, an index, views, stores, procedures, functions, and triggers. Next is alter. The alter command alters the attributes, constraints, and structure of the existing database. Another command is drop, which deletes the objects. It can be tables, views, functions, and many more from the database. Truncate command removes all records from a table, including the space allocated to the records. The comment command associates comments about the table or about any objects to the data dictionary. And lastly, the rename command renames the objects. The next is the DML, or the Data Manipulation Language. DML deals with tasks like storing, modifying, retrieving, deleting, and updating the data in and from the database. Commands like select, okay, insert, update, and delete are used in the DML. So the select command, okay, these are the only data retrieval statement in SQL, used to select the records from the database. The insert command inserts a new data observation into the database. The update command modifies the existing data within the database. And last, the delete command which removes one or more records from the table. The third command is the DCL, or the data control language. Now, the data control language are used to uphold the database security during multiple user data environment. The database administrator, or the DBA, is responsible for granting or revoking privileges on database objects. So we have two commands here, the grant and the revoke command. The grant command provides access or privilege on database objects to the group of users or a particular user. The revoke command, on the other hand, removes user access, rights, or privileges to the database objects. Lastly, we have the TCL, or the Traction Control Language. Now, the transaction control language statements, okay, enables you to control or handle transactions. I'm sorry, this is transaction, not traction. Okay, transaction control language statements enables you to control and handle transactions to keep up with trustworthiness of the information within SQL statements. Begin, commit, rollback, save point are commands used in the TCL commands. Okay, so the first is the begin. So the begin command opens a transaction. The commit command saves the transaction on the database. The rollback command roll back or undo the insert or delete or update the transaction in the database in case of any errors. And the save point command, which rollbacks to the particular point till the save point mark of transaction. The progression done until the save point will be unaltered, and all transactions after that will be rolled back. And that concludes this video. Thanks for watching.